Like, I would put my fingers together, but I can't. My short fingers, but you get the point. I missed my flight. Hi guys, it's your girl Fats Timbo, back at it again with another YouTube video. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a story time about how I got, how I nearly got attacked in Turkey. And this is not to bash Turkey, the country itself, because I had a great time. It was fun for the most part, but it's who I went with, and I feel like I will definitely go again, but with the right people, that's for sure. But anyways, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and hit that bell button so you can be notified every single time I post. Stay tuned for the story time. Guys, where do I bloody start? Where do I start with this story? It's actually a madness, this story. Like, first off, I just want to say, you really get to know people when you go on holiday with them.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts. These facts are not facts.
That is for sure. I'm going to call my friend that I went with, my ex-friend, I should say, Julie.
Oh, hello, Julie.
For obvious reasons. Me and Julie were really close friends in uni. And we actually had a really close bond. She's actually one of the first friends I made in university when I went back, because I took a gap year, and the people that I went with actually left when I came back, so I didn't know anyone, and she was the first friend that I made when I went back to university. Me and her, we always sat next to each other during lectures. We would always go to the library together. Honestly, me and her were like, I would put my fingers together, but I can't. My short fingers, but you get the point. Like, me and her were like that. And we actually talked about going on holiday all the time. Like, we talked about maybe going to Spain, maybe going to Greece, maybe going to Turkey. And there was one particular day, this was in November, around November times, last year, when she called me and she was like, babes, I'm in Turkey. I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? And you didn't tell me? And she was saying, yeah, you know, I wanted to get my teeth done. You see my nice teeth? And I was like, who are you with? She was like, she's on her own. And I said, well, girl, can I join you? Because I need to be somewhere else. I need to be somewhere else besides Britain, because I'm sick of Britain. She was like, girl, come through. I booked my flight 2 days later, that day that I actually booked it, and I missed my flight. And honestly, the way I missed my flight was actually a madness. I was supposed to get my flight from Southend Airport, and silly me just messed up basically. I was just late, pretty much. I was late, and when they told me that I missed the boarding, I literally broke down in the airport and burst out in tears. I was literally like, I called my boyfriend. I was like, babes, I missed my flight. And you know what he did? He laughed at me. He actually laughed at me. He was like, and then I was so angry because I was upset. I hate when people laugh when I'm upset. That is what irks me the most. Like, when you're so emotional and someone's just laughing at you. It's the worst. I know I deserved it because I should have been, you know, organised and actually got my flight, but I just didn't, you know. I was silly that day. I was just taking my time. I should have been there at least 2 hours before, but you know, silly me. So I asked the people at the airport, what can I do, when's the next flight, blah blah blah. They said the next flight is in 5 hours time. So my original flight was supposed to be at 2 p.m. and they said that the next flight will be around, no, I'm lying, around 10. So that was like a really, really long wait. I was just waiting, and I told my friend, I was like, babes, I missed my flight. Girl, you're gonna have to wait a longer time for me. When I told her, she actually wasn't surprised, because she knows what she knew what I was like. I'm a disorganized mess, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? No, not disorganized mess, organized mess. Let's just call me that, pretty much. But basically the trip was pretty much doomed from the start. I'm waiting. Finally got to 10, I'm boarding, and the flight's about 4 hours and it's 3 hours ahead. So I arrived there at 6 a.m. Took a taxi to the hotel that she was staying at and met her there. I was honestly so happy to see her after the ordeal I went through. I was just so annoyed, and yeah, you know, it was great. The first 3 days when I was in Turkey with her, like, we had the best time ever. We went to a Somalian restaurant, then we got our facials done, and then, you know, we did some shopping. I had to do some shopping for my family because I knew that they would be asking me questions about where's the shopping for us, where's our gifts, so I had to. Then we went to a shisha lounge that was literally right outside our hotel, and to be honest with you, I was pretty much there every single day because they were serving good food, they had nice cocktails, and they had the best shisha. If you know me, I'm always puffing that shisha, fam. I love it. But you know, since the pandemic, it's been a bit of a tricky one, a sticky situation. But anyway, on the second day we decided to do a sightseeing trip on a boat with belly dancers, all types of dancers. And you know what I had to do? I had to go and steal the show. The belly dancer had no idea that I could dance, and she was like getting people from the crowd to go and dance with her. And then when she came up to me, I don't think she was expecting me to dance. So when I was dancing, I was like, hey! It was really, 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 really fun. Like, the first 3 days were the best time ever. And the third day we were at the shisha lounge that we always go to, of course, and there was other people there, other tourists, and they could speak English because there's a lot of people in Turkey that don't speak English whatsoever, and not expecting them to speak English, us going there as foreigners, meeting other people that spoke English was really, really refreshing. And it was kind of a thing where you need to, like, you should vibe really, because you know, you're both tourists, and let's vibe. At the shisha lounge we met some other people that were staying at a local hostel, and there was one girl called Adrian. She actually had details to like a local club that was open, and bruv, I ain't been to a club in a long time. If you know me, I'm always busting it down. I'm always having fun at a club before COVID, yeah? So I had to go, and everyone was down. There was about, how many people? So it was Adrian, there was Ryan, there was Julie, there was 2 other people, I forgot their names. They're not really that relevant to this story, but forgive me. Anyway, fast forward to the next day. So we took their numbers, especially Adrian. Actually, Julie and Adrian were getting along really well, and Adrian actually confided in Julie, saying that she fancies Ryan and how Ryan is her type, and you know, like, hopefully tomorrow they can like get along better when they're in the club. So fast forward to when we went to the club, we all met up at the shisha lounge because it wasn't far from us at all. So we all met up there, we're all dressed up, ready to party, got the taxis, and then when we got there, we were enjoying the music, having fun, and Julie was talking to Ryan about Adrian, saying that, you know, she likes you, you know, you guys can get along, you guys look like a match. Then next thing you know, all of a sudden, you see Ryan trying to lips up Julie. Bear in mind, Julie has a boyfriend at home that she's been with for 4 years. So I saw a really funny side to Julie. I was thinking, Julie, what are you doing? What are you doing? And to be honest with you, I know Julie is a bit of a player. I know that she's someone that just likes to play the field whilst having a boyfriend. And for me, I felt like, okay, she's my friend, let me not judge her. But she knew that Adrian likes Ryan. So it was just like, what are you doing? So Adrian comes to me now saying, oh, what's Julie doing? Like, I thought we had a friendship. Like, what? Like, this is confusing to me. I thought she has a boyfriend. And I was just like, girl, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I really don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. And yeah, it got really awkward because Adrian decided to get really drunk to forget, you know, her worries, because Julie and Ryan were getting really close. They started kissing, and for me it was just like, what? Really in front of, like. And then I was speaking to Julie in the club. I was like, oh, I thought, you know, and she was like, oh, I really like Ryan. Ryan's a really cute guy. He's lovely, and, you know, I don't think he's her type, And I'm like, but girl code. So from that point, I was just like very annoyed and sus about her, because it was just like, babes, come on, man, come on. So Adrian got extremely drunk, and, you know, Julie started acting delirious as to why Adrian is upset, you know, started dismissing her and things like that. And I just thought it was wrong. I didn't think it was nice. I felt like, because I'm her friend, I can't really confront her. For me, if you know me, you know that I hate confrontation, and that's one toxic trait I hate about myself. I wish I stood up to Julie at the time and saying this is wrong, because at the same time I didn't know Adrian like that, but I knew right from wrong. Like, that was wrong. Do you know what I mean? By the end of the night, got our taxis, went home together. Them two went to the hostel that they were staying at, and then I went with her to our hotel. I didn't really want to talk to her much. She was just like, oh, Fatima, like, Adrian's just like being annoying. She's just acting the victim, And I just didn't want to say anything, because I was thinking, this girl doesn't see past her own nose. She doesn't know when she's done something wrong. She doesn't like to admit it, basically. Got to our hotels now. Fast forward to the next day. We had booked a boat trip through the river in Istanbul, and it would take us to the different islands around Istanbul, and actually like take us around the islands. I forgot what they're called, but it was really fun. Unfortunately, she had to go to like a hospital appointment to do checkups. She booked it that day. Yeah, pretty much I had to do it on my own. That was the first day of being on my own, and for me, I don't mind being on my own. It's cool. Like, you know, it wasn't her fault at that time. Later that day, we planned to do shopping, but because I felt like an awkward vibe from her, I felt like I kind of want to do shopping on my own. Basically, she was just like, yeah, you know, you go on your own. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you, like friends that let me go off on my own. She's like the only friend that's pretty much left me like to it. Basically what I'm trying to say, most of my friends are really protective of me because of my height and how you know, people see me and things like that. But for her, it was just a thing of, okay, you go, you know. Yeah, it was just a bit much, you know, the way she was acting, and I just couldn't get over what she did to that girl, innit. After shopping, we met up at the shisha lounge, and she came back with a guy, and he stays in the room. He locked the door and stayed in the room and watched me eat. I was so terrified.